Today we're going to showcase the pet rabbit, the item that is part of Geraldo's shop, and despite having used Geraldo so much, I have barely ever used this item. And I would like to formally apologize because it's actually a very good item, and here's how I want to showcase it. Over on Candy Falls Chimps, I want to attempt a bit of a modified or self-imposed 2 million pops challenge. That is, I want to get 2 million pops on Geraldo, but obviously that's a little bit too basic with no other restrictions because Geraldo has already won TC in the past, and thus, even as of this update, 2 million pops and simply beating Chimps with only Geraldo is like already too easy on its own. So basically the restriction is to really only use the pet rabbit from his shop, along with whatever items I need to build up to pet rabbit. For those who don't know, the pet rabbit unlocks right about where my cursor is here, and that would be, at least on this map, I think like between around 55 and 60. So we're going to be waiting quite a while. And we actually can't wait that long getting by with other towers, because by the time that round hits, there's already like several thousands, tens of thousands of pops that are to be stolen. And again, on 2 million pops challenges, you're only allowed about 42k leeway, so I'm only going to allow myself to use the non-damaging items minus the turrets. But of course, I can still use stuff like Creepy Idol, the glue, or the invisibility potion. Yes, I'm even going to try not using Jerry Fire if I can help it, although that's going to be a little bit tricky for the early game, because obviously Geraldo has no lead popping, so I'm going to need some external towers to help with that for like, well, again, the first 60 rounds or so. Again, I think that's alright if I allow myself to use some shooty turrets here, because by the time late game hits, it's going to be doing like 0 damage relative to how much the pet rabbit / kill rabbit is doing. Speaking of which, it actually does a lot of damage for its price. I guess the reason why I never got in first place is, I don't know, I guess I never trusted it, because I didn't take a super deep dive into the stats, but I'm going to do that right now. Before that, let me just get a mortar, because that's the only way I can hit lead. Or rather, it's the easiest way to pop lead balloons into 2 million pops, while getting little pops, because you can just move it away after. So here are the nutty stats of the Killer Rabbit. It starts off only at 10 damage, but extra 30 to Cerams and Mob Class Balloons, but the kicker here is that it's kind of similar to an Avatar Wrath in that it does more damage the more balloons there are on screen, which is up to plus 40, so doing the math, 80 damage to Mobs and Cerams every swipe through, that's kind of nuts. Of course, the kicker here is that you can't really buff it, although you can. I'll get more into that later, but you can't use the normal stuff like Alchemist or Overclock to power it up really quickly and cheaply. Well, add on the fact that it's only a 6k tower, so you shouldn't expect for it to plow through late game, given how low the cost is. So I think what it's good for mostly is as a mid-game save-up. So if you're trying to save for like a 50k tier 5, drop the 6k Killer Rabbit, and it's a very cost-efficient tower that gets you a very long way. But yeah, again, heads up. We're not just stopping here at mid-game with the Killer Rabbit. We're on all the way to late game. All the way to around 100. Again, no surprise this early game is going to be scuffed this out. Let's see if possibly only shooty turrets can get us through the mob round. I guess I'll drop the mortar for help as well. But I think I may need a glue here. And even that may not be enough. No, I think it is. I think it is. We got a good amount of shooty turrets to clutch up back here. Nice. I'm going to be banking up a lot of money if I don't spend it right now, so let's just go for the stuff that I know I need late game. So for starters, Relentless Glue. I don't know how good it is, like, for the early balloons here, because I never get it on round 42, but I guess the stuns on balloons is nice. The thing is, we're not in the clear even once we hit level 11 with the rabbit unlocks. It's that we have to get 4 rabbits, which take an additional, I don't know, 9 rounds, so I might be biting off of more than I can chew here. Because if I said I only get this at, like, maybe late 50s, then mid-60s is where the rabbit comes in. I don't know if I can beat 63 like this. Also, allow me to cook here by doing yet another Relentless Glue and a double discount village, trust me. I have a plan in mind later in terms of what I want to build here. Crap, things are already getting to the last bend. Need turrets quickly, but they're not stocking fast enough. It's like once every, I don't know what, 4 rounds? I don't remember the exact number, but it might be even less, because we only have, like, what, 10 turrets on the field right now. Also, my mistake, it's actually level 10 that we get the cute Whittle Bunny Wabbit. Don't blame me, it's Ninja Kiwi's fault for making me uwu speak. It looks like multiple mob rounds are still a big problem. This sucks. I'm just gonna have my mortar and sub do a little bit more targeting. It's okay, because we still have a lot of pops in terms of leeway left, but I obviously don't want to blow all of it right now. And Relentless Glue stun should come in clutch here yet again, is that right? Yeah. It's kind of awesome. I'm well aware that getting Jerry Fires would make this much easier, but they don't call it self-imposed rules for nothing, right? So round 56, meaning, yeah, probably about 65 or so, if it is every 3-round restock. Let's see, yep, another one, 59, so that's about right. Let's just see how many more turrets I would need. I do need to get through 63, sadly, which is going to be a big problem, not to mention the constant leads that round, so our mortar is going to be racking up many pops. I think I got all the candle lights here, so moved away. It's pretty impressive how well just shooting turret damage is holding up, eh? At least in my opinion, it's pretty impressive considering these are like 2 damage, a little bit of pierce, slow attack speed projectiles, and only a dozen of them at that, but I guess Candy Falls allows for some pretty nutty things to be done. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way I get out of this round with this many Moabs, so okay. We can do the following, and it's definitely worth it. Plus damage, minus attack speed on all our turrets. I was waiting as long as possible to use this so that I didn't waste extra money. But this should be huge. How huge? Well, look how much earlier the mob's probably now, and it will speak for itself. Okay, I don't think this matters much though, because ultimately, I don't think I can beat these F-mobs without buying at least an airburst, which sucks, but I gotta do it, man. It's the only way out of this round, I'm pretty sure, so come on. Last F-mob, awesome. Also, I just realized, why didn't I just do this the entire time, like, for leads? Because I'm pretty sure I have the money to do that. And that would be, since I want to go for Called Arms, why not just buy an MIB? And that solves all the issues. Now, alright, I think I'm just gonna have the mortar target to beat this round. No way out otherwise. Also, just to be super safe, glue the entrance, because right now the Relentlesses, they're not great against this round, because they don't glue soak through every layer. So I'll just do 2 glues here. And that should slow everything enough to do the job, right? I just have my mortar back here for cleanup. And I think it looks good. Yep, easier than I thought. So one more round where I'm almost absolutely going to have to unsubmerge. Because F-mobs, and then one more turret over here. And this should finally do. One more round. Back on first. Submerge, and there we have it. The Killer Rabbit has been activated. Featuring, of course, the new Geraldo skin to make this pet rabbit look even cooler. So overall pop stolen between the other 2 towers is only about 5,000, which I think I'm okay with. Anyway, once this pickle times out, that would be better for a rabbit because it actually shoots slower. Or rather, the pickle is a nerf to it. Any buffs that you give to Geraldo also applies to the pet rabbit. Again, minus overclock / alk buff. It probably doesn't look all that great damage-wise right now because it's a bit of a pierce issue for the rabbit. It only has 15, and that doesn't increase with extra RB. Hence why, for stuff like this, it's gonna fall behind. And even for around 70 here, yeah. Can't handle rainbows, but I bet it can handle some super cerams, looking at the stats that they give. Again, 40 ceram damage. That's before adding the Avatar Wrath effects. More balloons on screen. That's also why it doesn't look so great right now, because there's barely anything on screen to do the extra damage. Here's where Called Arms and Homeland is really nice, though. Because, yeah, not only do we get more pierce, but the attack speed is nice. So that's why I want to save all my money for Homeland and Called Arms. That's going to be another, like, 60k down the drain. But it'll be worth it, because that's the only buffs we can give to Geraldo's Rabbit. At least that buffs it a significant amount. I know I usually also like to go for a Glue Storm in a lot of 2 many pops challenges, but considering the pet rabbit has insanely high base damage, it's definitely not worth it in this case. Let's just go ahead and use the Called Arms here just to pop it down a little quicker. And watch as it one-shots 76. Very cool. Hold up. Pet Rabbit is dying to a Reaper farm. What does a Called Arms do? Can it push back? Uh-oh. Okay, I didn't expect this round to be an issue. What can I do? How about Pet Rabbit on last? And ability immediately? It looks like that works, but once Called Arms times out, I bet we die. Yeah, okay, so if I don't want to use, what do you call it? Other Geraldo items like a Maelstrom, how would I get out of this round cheaply? Of all rounds to die to, seriously. Okay, what if I try gluing immediately? Does that clump balloons but better for the rabbit, or does that just make things worse? Nah, sorry to say it sucks. I can try using Reju potions to get multiple Called Arms off, but that's not very cost efficient at all, because there's too many rainbows this round. Alright, this attempt I have added 3 grow blockers. There's still missing space where they regrow, so I don't like this. But it does look a little better right now. Called Arms timed out, though. Well, hold up. The Regrow farm is almost over. I just have to beat this, and we're good. Come on. Don't create a farm here. Called Arms again. All right, we're saved. 3 Globe Rockers was the solution to that round. Hopefully, again, that doesn't cost me from getting the homeland and everything like that. Want to take a look at single target here. It's not terrible. Like, maybe like 100 DPS, and we're talking only 16k RBE. So as the wiki said, you need 90,000 to reach the max amount of extra damage. So we're still like several ZMGs away from reaching that amount. Gonna try to see if we can make the leap to homeland defense right now. I'm just not using the Called Arms just to see how the rabbit would do solo, and it seems like it's alright. With the help of glue, this track is long enough that we can still beat rounds like 81 pretty easily. How about 82 with the fortifieds? I'll probably just bite the bullet and use Called Arms here, just to get that out of the way. 10k to go now, and 5k. Alright, pushing it a little bit, so activate Called Arms, push it a little bit further back. And would you look at that, Bunny carry. Homeland defense has been afforded fairly easily, actually. Also, just clarify this one thing, but the Pet Rabbit has pseudo-infinite range. What I mean by that is that it technically has infinite range so long as it's in range of another balloon. Basically, what I mean by that is how Geraldo's range works with the rabbit is that if there's a balloon around the rabbit after it attacks, it'll just go towards it. If there's no other balloon, though, in range of it, like, let's say it kills everything, it'll go back to Geraldo after a bit of time. You see? It's back over here. But the thing is, though, if you put Geraldo in a spot where it's not in range of balloons, like, say, in the back of the track, then it won't spawn until a balloon reaches there again. So that's why Geraldo placement's important when doing the bunny. If you put it at the front of the track, I think it's mostly infinite range. But obviously, there are some exceptions. At least on this map, I'd say it does have infinite range. Also, I did use a count pot, because as I said earlier, count pot works on the bunny, meaning it gets extra 1 DDT damage now. Very epic. Let's just go ahead and use a homeland here to clear it out, and you can see the difference right there. How much quicker the bunny is shredding this ZMG. Love to see it. What's next? I'd say absolute 0. I would put it over here so that it doesn't touch any balloons. Can you feel the rabbit powering up yet? For fortifieds, definitely, I'd say use homeland. Their RB to power ratio is pretty low, so that's where the rabbit is struggling a little bit. And then after absolute 0, I would wager we can simply just go for more sabos. And then maybe save some money for some bad damage, because I don't know if this rabbit has enough in the tank, even with the homeland ability. Also, for DDTs, if I need to, I will snowstorm. Let's buy Cold Snap, too. But I think rabbit should have enough DDT damage. For rounds like 93, 95, though, definitely it's in the order. Okay, bad news. This might be a little bit out of my budget range to be able to afford the Absolute 0 by 95, because that's, like, a very important round to have it by. Like, the difference between a Snowstorm Absolute 0 is, like, a Windows 95 to Windows 11. No homeland here, so Pierce capping issues coming in. But this is where I'm okay with the Snowstorm getting a little bit of pops to freeze the balloons down. Do I also want to use the Call Arms here, even though like, it means I won't have it for 93. Let's see. Now I'll just use it. Hopefully I don't come to regret that, because I don't have that anymore for 6 DTs here. But they're grouped enough, so it's not a big deal. Thank you, Relentless Stun, for coming clutch. It looks like I can't afford Absolute 0. I think I do make 7k this round, but money would be tight to afford anything other than that. Anyway, rinse and repeat. Another homeland here. One more. And the ability should be up again by the time... yeah, it's up already. But don't use it right now, of course. And, yep. Wow. Just perfectly planned. So I will buy this, and I'll see if this can beat 95, probably. Ideally, I wouldn't use it until later in the round. Let's start with Homeland, though. Oh, also bad news. I knew this spot would hit Moabs, but it's fine. It's only 1 damage, as you see. In fact, it actually is good, because it slows it down without us having to use the ability stuff, which would do more damage in the long run. Basically, if you didn't know, its main attack already slows down the balloons permanently, and the ability would do the same thing. And what's crazy is I don't even need the ability. Damn, ain't that crazy. Although I might need it here, or should I just wait for Homeland? I'll wait for Homeland. It's fine. Or is it? No, I think I probably should use the ability. Whatever, I'm not restarting that. But here we go. Once again, maximum rabbit. There's no way this is not 90k RB. So how much damage is Geraldo doing at max? Or rather, rabbit, like 2 to 3,000 DPS. Not terrible for a 6k tower. In fact, it's pretty good. Here's where you want Aptitude 0, though. To permafreeze those EMGs that are really far the entrance. And with another homeland, this should be an easy cleanup. Yes, sir. The biggest flex here, actually, would be if I didn't even need to use a Sabo, so let's actually try. I may not need it if I just play the cards right. I will drop one creepy idol, maybe back here, and then another one back here. Right, because the Geraldo shot refreshes next round. Might as well use those. Aptitude 0 as well. And here we go. If we beat 98 like this, then we are almost guaranteed to finish with 2 million. In fact, we're so in the clear that I can probably just spam my Aptitude 0 ability off cooldown. Because we still didn't get much stolen pops after getting the rabbit up. Still like 3,000 or so. So keep those EMGs nice and slow, nice and tight. Make sure the rabbit is maximizing all its pierce when everything is clumped together. Yeah, I might not even need to use rejuves. I have so much money that I could use the refresh because I'd get to restock after this round. Actually, I still may need it. Let's not speak too soon. But we did beat all the fortifieds already, so this last bit shouldn't be too terrible. Although, here's the thing. Let's hope the ability is up for around 99, as in the homeland, so I don't have to use another rejuve there. So, yep, this is good. I can just let the raw rabbit damage take us all the way there. And nice. And this round, homeland, freeze, super fast forward, easy. And let's not play around here. I'll just do one first strike. And the extra 10k damage should be enough. At least I think. In fact, I could even spur 20k, but I'll just use one. And let's see if I can just spam homeland all the way through. Use Aptitude 0 when the bad layer pops. When is that going to happen? Now? We're only 9,000 pops away now. Should I just rejuve here? Yes, why not? Here. Freeze it again. I actually might need to use all my rejuves here, actually. And I will. Just to get it all the way through. And that is a very easy 2 million, even with those restrictions. 25k over the limit. Pet Rabbit OP. And that's all. I think this just means we need to use more Pet Rabbit. And on tougher maps. Thanks for watching. Click here if you want to see more BT6 videos. And I'll catch you all in the next one.